no, Lucille. Tell them about old Lucille.
Lucille Bogan.
Yeah.
Well, she had was on her as big as the end of your thumb, and something between her legs that'll make a dead man.
That's some fire right there.
Nah, you gotta check it out. Just search for Lucille Bogan. She made some interesting songs back in the 20s.
I don't want nothing that fire, dude. I feel like you need a tetanus shot after that. Hey, blast off. I can talk my ass off. Hey, Smokey, what you seen, and I'll tell you what I saw.
Hollywood, what you think, and I'll tell you what I thought.
And we can talk about it all when we here on Trash Talk. What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Trash Talkers
Podcast. We made it.
What's up, Smoke Dog?
Oh, man, everything.
Tell me about football for a good 2 minutes. I know that's what you want to.
Yeah, 'cause that's the only thing going on in the world right now, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I got some other things going on in my world.
Yeah, but nothing big going on in the country right now, so. Yeah.
Other than the big thing that just happened about a week ago. I mean, some pretty big things happening right now.
Yeah. Some of these countries are going to war right now.
Yeah, some pretty big things going on.
Yes, but no, man, I don't want to talk about football, man.
Okay.
The Falcons and Georgia lost. I don't want to talk about it, man.
Really?
Carson Beck is horrible.
I know you got some. Come on. I know you got some football you want to. Anything in wrestling you want to get off your chest? Something?
I ain't watched a whole lot of wrestling lately.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Y'all,
I try, like, every now and then I'll check out Monday Night Raw or something, you know, but it's hard to get back into it. Like, back when I knew everybody that was in wrestling, you know. Now, every time you turn it on, you're like, who is this?
Yeah, it's a new plot.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. And I get it when he's saying he doesn't want to talk about football. As an Atlanta fan, we're very emotionally unstable when it comes to our NFL teams. When we're we're like, yeah. We're like, God dang, man, come on.
And if man.
Go ahead.
Now, I can't complain too much because Georgia won 2 national championships
and we are in the lead of our division for the Falcons.
Still in the lead. It's just some weeks you're like, dang, these people ain't going to win.
Hey, man, you can't win them all.
Yeah, they're still decent.
So, yes, there is some stuff going on in my world other than football. John Jones is about to fight. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Stipe.
Yes, John Jones and Stipe. That's going to be awesome.
You're a little off the screen. Move over a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
And this weekend, man, I actually just chilled, dude. I watched a bunch of good. For some reason, I went on a Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah.
Because one of my favorite movies ever is
Training Day.
Training Day too, but American Gangster.
Oh
well.
yeah.
That's one of the greatest movies ever. But then I watched.
Man on Fire.
I didn't watch that one. I was gonna watch that one. It was. I watched Safe House.
Yeah.
I watched. What was the other one? With Mark Wahlberg, Two Guns.
I haven't seen that one.
Dude, Denzel is a hell of an actor.
Oh,
man.
he is. He's so good. Training Day is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's a great movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of movies, just to transition, if you guys are new here, we read the top 3 comments from last podcast, which we were talking about movies. Or the last podcast we did was about horror movies.
Yeah.
So, again, we read the top 3 comments from the previous one. So, the number 3 most liked comment from last podcast goes out to Miss Foodie Diva. Shout out to you, Miss Foodie Diva. Miss Foodie Diva says, Halloween, the original one. Friday 13th, Mother is the Killer. Yep. Night of the Living Dead, all classics. Honorable mentions, 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Shining, Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Dracula with Christopher Lee. The original Omen had the creepiest kid ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's all good choices.
Have you seen the original Omen?
The original Omen, Damien. I think so.
I don't think I've seen that one. I have to check that one out. Thanks, Miss Foodie, for that one. The number 2 most liked comment from that podcast comes from Cat Murr. Shout out to you, Cat Murr. Cat Murr says 3 movies that come to mind are The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Me neither. Pontypool. And Cat People, the 1982 version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those.
Me neither. Kat says the latter isn't necessarily scary, but has some gruesome scenes. I saw the 3rd Evil Dead movie in the theater when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent movie.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out Kat Murr for that one.
Army of Darkness.
Yes. And the number 1 most liked comment from that previous podcast comes from Mar Charlie 6465. Mar Charlie 6465 says, as an older guy, I've been watching horror movies since the late 70s. These days, I don't care much for those that rely on gore and jump scares. The torture porn genre movies like Hostel
Oh,
and The
yeah.
Human Centipede don't do anything for me. My preference is for movies which are a bit more thought-provoking. I particularly enjoy body horror and highly recommend The Thing, Videodrome, Society, The Fly, that's a good movie, and new movie, The Substance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I actually heard a lot of people mention The Thing over this past Halloween. I haven't seen it.
The
but,
new one?
It's a classic.
Yeah, you talking about, wait, is there a new remake of The Thing, or are you talking
Oh,
about
no,
the old school
I
one?
don't think so. I think it's the old one.
Oh, the old school one was fire.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen that one.
Huh, did you ever see The Blob?
Yes, I saw The Blob.
Blob.
They used to play on the Superstation
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I guess it was slightly scary when I was a kid. But nowadays, you're like, it's like that foam stuff they spray inside the cabinet.
That's like shout out Mar Charlie 6465. He mentioned The Fly. The Fly to me was scary as a kid, but now if I feel like I go back, I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know, where the dude turns into the fly.
Oh yeah,
that was an interesting.
Or
one.
the birds. Did you ever see that?
Oh, the birds.
That's like Alfred Hitchcock. Old school.
Oh man, I saw one. It was like they said it was like, I don't think it was Alfred Hitchcock, but it was like the worst. It wasn't even CGI at the time, but the worst like animatronics. But it was just like these birds came in and like it was a black and white movie and people were afraid.
Yeah, that was the birds.
But they had them on like sticks. It was like
oh, I know what you're
know
talking about. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah, and it was like you can see the sticks. Like
yeah, it was the worst one ever.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. But today's topic, Smokey.
Yeah. Explicit lyrics.
Yes.
Man, we want to discuss, like, when did explicit lyrics become mainstream? Because there's been explicit lyrics as far back as there's been recordings of music. Because Lucille Bogan was a thing that actually happened in American history.
What y'all don't know is Beethoven had a whole trap classic strip club that has been unreleased.
I mean, I don't know how you translate that through the piano, but I'm sure he did.
I'm joking. But no, Lucille. Tell them about old Lucille.
Lucille Bogan.
Yeah.
Well, she was on her as big as the end of your thumb. And something between her legs that'll make a dead man.
That's some fire right there.
Nah, you gotta check it out. Just search for Lucille Bogan. She made some interesting songs back in the 20s.
I don't want nothing that fire, dude. I feel like you need a tetanus shot after that. Like, you get something that fire, like you start receiving stimulus checks. Like
she might poke your eyeball out.
That's hilarious, bro. I'm receiving stimulus checks. Like it didn't put me into a coma. Like God dang, that was that good.
Apparently it was, man.
Damn,
she was bragging about it. For sure.
she would. I mean, but that's the thing though. You had mentioned, and not only that, but like, when did it start to be cool? Like,
yeah, that's the question, because, I mean, even up into the 70s, there was always those albums that artists would put out, like, underground. You know, they would not push them mainstream. No record label would push them mainstream. You know, you think about, who's the country singer that put out the
you talking about
X-rated albums?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
In the 70s.
Not Conway Twitty. His name. It
was one of those guys.
His name sounds explicit.
It was David Allan Coe.
Yeah,
that was his name. But yeah, apparently he would put out like extremely explicit albums, a bunch of sexual stuff and racist stuff and all kinds of craziness. And he would like do different styles. Like one would be psychedelic blues, and then one would be country, and then one would be, metal or whatever, whatever metal was at that time, But at some point, it had to be hip hop, right?
Oh,
that actually started letting mainstream labels produce these albums that are extremely explicit, because.
I mean, know. Think about like Zappa.
Well, yeah, you got a point there.
I mean, think about Zappa. Think about it, and then we also
he was kind of explicit, yeah.
Yeah, we also have to. What are we calling here? What are we calling explicit? Does gore count as explicit?
Yeah, I think so.
Does substance use count as explicit?
That's a good question. Well, you think about back in the 70s, they were veiling that stuff. Like Led Zeppelin got songs about sex and drugs and whatnot, but they would use metaphors and things like that. Like, I got a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
Got a whole lot of love.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so if I guess the definition. I guess anything, because when the parental advisory, I think Two Live Crew was responsible for that.
Well,
right?
actually, Prince was responsible for it.
Okay, so
we talked about the PMRC.
Yeah, but my thing is, so is it because the older generation, the older artists, they just weren't. They were kind of like they were like weaving around it versus they like big booty. You know, like
Two Live Crew was one of the first that just blatantly did it.
They didn't care.
Yeah. Like Prince, we talk about Darling Nikki. That's kind of what kicked off the PMRC movement, right? Darling Nikki, yeah, he said the M word in it. Which, I mean, is that okay to say on YouTube?
What is the M word?
Master.
I mean, it's a technical term.
I know it is, but I never know what you can say on YouTube anymore. But that word.
Well, then what do we call it?
Self-love. I don't know.
I mean, what would you call it?
I don't know. There's nothing more technical than that, right?
I mean, it's like, is it okay to say what is the male's organ name? Male's reproductive organ. What is that called?
It's a male reproductive organ.
I can't say penis.
I don't know.
Man,
I don't know like, what gets these videos blocked anymore.
Look, it's crazy because we're talking about explicit lyrics and we can't even say it.
That we can't use explicit lyrics.
That's crazy, dude. Man, Tyler the Creator, and I'm gonna tie this in somehow, but Tyler the Creator said something really dope. He was like, man. And he was talking about rap in particular. He was like, if you go back to 2002, people had their own identity. Like Jay-Z sounded like Jay-Z. T.I. sounded like T.I.
Yeah.
Jeezy sounded like Jeezy.
Ludicrous.
Everybody sounded different,
yeah.
you know? But he was like, fast forward to 2024, everybody sounds the same.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, he was like, even words like he's like in LA, like he lives in LA. He was like, you got people out in LA saying, hey, what's up, slime? He's like, we don't use that word out here. That word's he's like, everybody's just trying to be the same. He's like, I'm convinced in the next 200 to 300 years we're all going to be the same color. Just same color, same genitals.
People are pack animals.
Dude, we're going to look like aliens. Like, you
know,
I
mean, it would be kind of hard to be the same genitals. Like,
no, but I'm saying, you know Joe Rogan
cease to exist.
You know Joe Rogan's theory about like aliens. He thinks they're so far technologically advanced that they just
don't need it anymore.
They don't need it, so they just we all look the same. We're just gray. We're just. But
I mean, if society lasts that long, we would get to a point where you know we would eventually just be conscious beings without bodies.
Right. So my point I was making there is with him saying people sounded differently back in the day, but now everyone sounds the same. So it's like back in the day. Everybody they wove around, and then Prince came out and was like, "No, this is what I want to talk about." And the Two Live Crew was like, "No, I'm getting straight to the point."
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
but at what point did mainstream record labels say, "Okay, we can put these albums out"?
I don't know.
Because, like I was saying before that happened, you know, I mean,
I think they started doing it right when they said, "Hey, as long as we can put that parental advisory sticker on there."
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the inception of mainstream labels. Like, okay, we'll put out this extremely explicit music. Well, plus, it sells.
Yeah. Well, again, sex, drugs, violence. For some reason, it sells.
Yeah.
I got a question. Any trash talkers out there watching this right now, have you ever had to physically show your ID to buy like a record, an album, a CD, a tape?
I did one time.
Did you?
Yeah, my mom had to get it for me. That was the only time it ever happened. Like, I bought tons of explicit lyric CDs back in the day. But I was at a Blockbuster one time, and they had, that right there by the register, they would have a few CDs, and I wanted one of them. And I put it up there, I was going to get my money. I had my own money. And they were like, where's your mother or whatever, or your parents?
You remember what artist it was? Or album?
I don't remember who it was. That's a good question.
I've never been ID'd. I mean, I remember having
who was it?
Go
ahead.
I remember having to ask my family members, like, hey, will you go buy me this? But I'm just curious if any trash talkers out there is like physically had to say, hey, I'm proving that I'm over 18. I mean,
it was a mainstream album because it was at a Blockbuster, it wasn't at an actual record store.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't remember who the hell it was.
I mean, you were
I think it might have been a compilation album or something, like a soundtrack or something.
Probably was a So Def. Being in Atlanta, something like that. Because remember those album covers? Like, they'd have like it looked like Freaknik, like cartoons on Freaknik.
Yeah, it was always the cartoons. Yeah, animated album covers.
Can I not say Freaknik? I mean,
But anyway, she wouldn't sell it to me, so I had to get my mom, like, tell them I can have this album.
Yes, he can have it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they started doing it like if you look at like I actually brought up some examples here.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gigi Allen's got some crazy ones.
Yeah.
But like Steel Panther, we've covered Steel
Oh,
Panther.
yeah, that's very explicit.
They have a song called "Effing My Heart in the A." How do you F someone's heart in the? How do you do that?
I mean, metaphorically. I guess
Or how about when we did Infant Annihilator?
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Pressure?
Yeah.
How about
That's definitely not mainstream release, though.
No, I mean it's just crazy that you. But these are big bands. Like they have following. Like Guar, they got a band called Fish. I mean, god dang, dude. How about Surge? Come on, big Surge, right? Surge taking System of a Down. He's got a song called Beethoven's.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Beethoven's.
We might need to cover that one.
I mean, God, Mr. Bungle has some interesting ones too.
Oh, you know that.
I guess.
I bet Mike Patton has a whole list of them.
Dude, I'm saying even some names. Like I mentioned earlier, Conway Twitty feels like I'm saying a bad word. Like I feel like if my 4-year-old nephew came up and he said Conway Twitty,
What if that was a sexual reference?
Stop it. Man, she got that Conway Twitty, boy.
Hey, that's one way you get by. You use a little bit of a slang,
Yeah.
like just a little off, you know.
Man, I was
Like
going
looking at them Conway Twitties over there.
Snoop was
Boy, them Twitties are so Conway.
Damn, who was another? Oh, Mr. Bungle. That sounds.
Yeah, that's a butthole.
It sounds. So we can say butthole, but we can't say masturbation. Like, God, man, well, come on.
We
man.
might can. I don't know, man.
Ah.
I just know if we say a certain word that sets off the censor, then you would have to search through our page to find this video. You will not get it suggested.
Along with others. I mean,
Yeah.
would you?
And they won't put the ads on them.
Yeah. I mean, and we get very few of those.
Yeah. I'm looking through this. I found this Reddit post. Bobby Brown goes down. Apparently that's Frank Zappa.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown. I wonder if he was actually talking about the Bobby Brown.
You would think that would be before
It
Bobby Brown
was.
hit big, right?
Well,
I mean, well, he was around in the 80s.
he was in the 80s.
Yeah. Huh. See if they mentioned 9 Inch Nails Closer. I wanna you like an animal. I don't know.
Good song.
Yeah.
Or-
Oh, L-Storm.
Oh, we did a really.
Yeah, we didn't do F'd with an anchor though.
I don't want to be effed by one of those. Buddy from me and you, Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, Bloodhound Gang. Oh, they're on here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My neck, my back.
See, I knew it was gonna get to when it comes to rap. It's just
Yeah, rap. Like they got Necro on here.
Well, think about every Eminem album ever.
Mickey Avalon. Yeah.
I mean, every Eminem album ever.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know?
Well, that was the thing. Like, it became more acceptable in rap long before other forms. Now you're starting to hear explicit country songs.
Yeah. By rappers.
Yeah, exactly. Why is that? Let's talk about that for a second, man. Why is all these rappers switching over to country?
They say country's where nah.
It's not just a white thing either.
No, heck no.
No, there's a lot of rappers switching over to country.
Yeah, and R&B. Like Post Malone did it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Beyonce did it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's a lot of country stars coming to rap too
Hey,
now.
I'll tell you that Shabuzi's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said about country?
Country's coming to rap.
Yeah, there's a lot of country artists coming to rap too.
Who you got?
Buddy from God dang, you played the song for me. But then again, would you? All right, here's the question.
Yeah. Are you talking about Shabuzi?
Yeah. All right, so I'm going there. But now, if you're black, and it's an up-tempo beat,
Yeah.
but you happen to have a country accent with a banjo, is that country?
Well, if you got the banjo, I mean, that's a bluegrass instrument technically.
Okay, so what separates it from being rap? Because it's got a what are we classifying it? And I'm not saying black is exclusive, or rap music is exclusive to black people. But why do we call that song country? Is it just because
Because it's got like steel guitar. I think that's the instrument you're looking for is the steel guitar.
So if a steel guitar gets put in rap, is it still a country song because the steel guitar is in it?
I don't know. I've heard. I want to say like Bubba Sparks has used steel guitars.
Yeah, Kilo Ali did it.
Yeah. I mean, there is a difference though, right? You think about a Field Mob. That's very country.
That's country rap.
Yeah. And then you got over here, like Colt Ford and guys like that. That's rapping country.
What's the
difference? There's country rap and then there's rapping country.
I want to know the difference though. Like Field Mob's rapping like they're rhyming more words versus slow. But even then, that don't really make sense. Cause
I don't know.
Like look at Pimp C. Pimp C didn't call his music rap music. He called it country rap tunes.
Yeah.
And I mean slower music. You know.
What was the ones from Louisville, Kentucky?
Oh, you talking about
the Cadillac Grills. With the vertical.
Nah, he was like
oh no, hell no, man!
Y'all
done up and
is
done
that
it.
country or is that?
I think that was like dead in the middle. That was country and rap at the same time, but it didn't lean over to either side. It was the centrist of music.
I got a question for you. So we were asking about what defines explicit lyrics. Mm-hmm. Doesn't citing a riot like, oh no, hell no, man. Is that explicit? Like, come on, man. Y'all done did it. Is that explicit?
Nah, I mean, if you go back far enough in time, they would think the word hell would be explicit.
How about this one? You could never ever get on my level. Is that explicit? There's not a curse word said, but they're just invoking the opposite side. Is that explicit?
Nah, it can't be, right? I'm sure you could have bought that single without a parental advisory on it.
I feel like the person you're saying it to, like, you could never ever. They're gonna be like, what you mean I can? Of course I can.
Can you get an explicit title? I mean, I know they don't really exist that much anymore. Like, no one buys albums anyway, but do you? If you bought a CD today, would it have the parental advisory on it? Or is that just a thing of the past?
Man, I haven't seen a CD in a minute.
I know.
Actually, when I go to like Walmart and stuff, like I see vinyls now.
Oh yeah,
that's all I see.
Was anything like?
I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
I
want to look that up.
When's the last time you've been to Walmart?
I try to avoid Walmart these days.
Let me. Have you been like in the past year?
Maybe once.
Man, really? Well, next time you go, just stop by the electronics.
I haven't looked at CDs in Walmart. But
that's what I'm saying.
A decade or more.
For some reason, with me, I like to physically see it. I want to read the back of the box.
But I'd rather go to a record store if there's any that still exists.
Yeah, well, next time you do that, or you're at like some grocery stores got them.
But then again, like, it's hard to spend money on CDs
when you can just
every song known to man is in your hand right now.
Yeah, but as us being two artists, that's kind of so weird to say.
I get it.
That is weird to say.
I do I mean, there was something special about getting a CD.
Oh yeah, dude, the smell.
Yeah.
It's
like cognitive dissonance. It's like, I love the thing of CDs.
Yes.
The jewel case. I like reading the page.
However,
I can't do it anymore.
Right.
When everything is already in my hand.
Yeah. I just remember that smell. That smell, even with a cassette, you pop that thing open, just...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, I know. That was always great.
Yeah.
You just smell the ink
and
the chemicals. Oh, yeah.
Loved it. What are you Googling right now?
I'm looking up, do albums still have explicit...
Maybe...
content logos.
It'd be parental advisory logo.
There we go. In the United States, artists are not required by law to put parental advisory labels on their albums or songs. However, some artists voluntarily include such labels to warnings. Okay.
I'd be cool.
So I guess
that.
it's not
mandatory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a good thing from a sales standpoint.
Yeah, I would put it on. I mean, but then again, the kids ain't buying CDs.
Yeah. And like Trash Talkers, seriously, when's the last physical hard copy you've held in your hand that you purchased? Now, speaking of rap, dude, it's bad because we're rappers. We love rap music.
Yeah.
But it's like, there ain't nothing like a good slop on my knob. Like,
Yeah.
come on, there ain't nothing better than that,
Yeah.
dude. And everybody, I promise you, at least 80% of the people out here can finish slob on my knob.
Corn on the cob.
All right, don't say the rest. Y'all finish it in the comments. Just curious how many people can finish that. But no, I mean, you want to...
One of the greatest love songs of our
Of all
generation.
time, dude. Of all time. Just that natural curly hair.
Please don't
touch it, all right? Just don't touch it. Nah, man, it's something that you can go back from Lucille all the way back to the 20s.
Yeah.
And you had said, at what point did it become commercially acceptable? Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Because you think about it, like a lot of Johnny Cash stuff was considered explicit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he wasn't. Yeah, he would say a cuss word here and there, and he would say, you know, a drug reference or something here and there. But most of his songs didn't have cussing in it.
Yeah.
It was just what he was saying.
Like, think about even with like Bob Marley. I shot the sheriff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And then 20 years later, you got Ice-T screaming, "Cop killer!"
yeah. And then 20 years later, wet ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, ah, man.
Dang, man. What a journey.
My booty, but my pussy hole is brown. What? Where? What's next? You know how
So
we do like...
you ain't even a fart.
Yeah, you think you ain't even a fart. God, that's actually a hard bar, though.
It is. It is.
But that bar.
Hey, that girl made a career off of it
Yes,
already.
she did. You think you did.
Just that one line.
You ain't even a fart, man. That's hard, dude. But no, so you know how we watch like we'll watch like some of these speed death metals, and we're just like,
Yeah.
how can you go farther than this?
Yeah.
What comes next? Like,
Well,
how?
you can't get more explicit.
I mean,
I feel like the music, maybe they're not as explicit as we were.
rap. You don't think?
I don't know.
Have you?
At least, I mean, but, you know, it's not like I'm buying albums and digging through them to see, because you hear the radio stuff,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, so that's not very explicit.
So you're.
Are their albums still as bad as what ours was back in the
Well,
day?
again, I don't think albums are really a thing anymore.
Well, I mean, people are still making
Yeah, they
12
are.
songs and putting it out at once.
Right, but like when you like when I don't listen to the radio, but like we'll have it playing, you know, when I'm out with, you know, friends or such, and it's like every song I hear now is either a female rapper.
See, I think the females got more explicit.
They are through. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
You wouldn't have heard. I mean, Missy Elliott had kind of explicit lyrics.
Dude, the nastiest thing Missy said was in your face. That's the nastiest thing. Now,
Spit it out.
yeah,
In your face.
now you got chicks literally saying they want men to finish on their food
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
eat it for better seasoning.
Yeah, that's nasty. As
Come
hell.
on, man.
That's nasty as hell. I don't know,
Ooh.
man.
Oh,
Sounds like somebody been cranking the ratchet on this society.
yeah, but cranking the ratchet.
Yeah.
But can you get more than what we are now? Like, can you go? Are we done? Like, is
Yeah.
You can't
I
get
think
no
it goes
explicit?
backwards from here.
So now we're gonna be back to what? I wanna rock and roll all night.
Let's
Well,
bring it back to disco.
well, we can't party every day and night. I mean, we got jobs. We can't do that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of hard to do when you're getting older.
Give me a popular song that you think a number one song was that had nothing explicit in it, that most people would know. You think about like beat it. What is he really talking about?
Yeah. But that's most artists that made it big, right? I mean, outside of like the Christian artists that slipped through the cracks,
Ooh,
like Creed.
I got one for you. When the world is mid, you
You
are
are
gas. You are
Hey,
gas.
nobody watching this
I
knows
know,
what
but
that is.
I'm just bringing it up. What about Ghost? Though? I mean, that's a Christian song.
That's not a Christian
I
song.
know.
That's a Satan song.
That's a great one, man.
It might sound like contemporary Christian, but that is not the
No,
meaning.
it's not. But can you think of a popular song that has nothing explicit in it?
Probably some Taylor Swift stuff, right? Or do you think there's some
Well,
hidden messages in there?
I don't know. I mean,
From what I hear, she worships the devil.
well, like you personally, like a song that you know. Like, do you know any Taylor Swift songs? Not
Nah.
really. Right.
Wait, what was that? There was that Shake It Off, Shake It Off.
What are we really talking about there?
I don't know. I never examined it.
That's what I'm saying. Like anything, I guess you could kind of twist it and
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, there gotta be.
That's- Well, like I said, I mean, well, for today, like, I don't know. I don't listen to the radio like I did when I was younger.
I'm even trying to think about like in the day, like back in the day. Like, give me like
something that was on the radio that was completely non-explicit and didn't have hidden meaning.
But was a #1 jam. Everybody was like, "How about all right, ice, ice."
What about I'm happy? Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Now, some would say I'm happy.
Come on. Happy ending.
Or being happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I got sunshine in a bag.
Yeah, sure you do. Not even physically possible, but somehow you have it in a bag.
Yeah.
What about I was thinking ice, ice, baby.
Oh, he talks about shooting. Like,
yeah.
I grabbed my 9, all of her was shells falling on the concrete real fast.
Or, I mean, hell, he's saying ice, ice, baby. God, it's in the hook. Come on, man. Give me one, bro.
It was Miami in the 90s now.
Yes. We need one. We need one before we end it. That was a hit that at least you know or I know that
crisscross will make you
jump. The daddy. What is a daddy Mac? I need to know what a daddy Mac is.
A Mac daddy is a pimp.
See, God dang.
They were like 8 years old saying that.
God, come on. I mean, what is wiggity? No, okay.
Wiggity whack.
Come on. How about I got the horses in. No, hell no.
No.
Horses in the butt.
He's talking about drinking lean.
Yeah,
lean all in my bladder.
Is there any song that is just?
There's gotta be.
Trash Talkers, we want to sit here and try to think of one, but we might have to come.
Is there a mainstream hit that you couldn't even find any innuendos in?
Nothing. Just straight up.
Yeah, just straight
vanilla
goodness.
Just goodness vanilla. That's it. You guys let us know. You thinking of one, ain't you?
Trying.
God.
I mean, like I said, there was those Christian artists. Like, what about POD? I feel so alive.
I bet.
For the very first
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do.
I think you're just gonna find it.
I'm just joking at this point.
They could be like, praise Jesus.
See?
You're like, who are you praising?
But,
I know about
hold on. Again, that could go back to what we described as what is explicit. Because religion, if you said praise Satan, that's not
explicit.
Right. So why is that?
But if you said praise Jesus,
that's totally fine. Where's the line drawn here now?
Yeah. So a non-religious song.
Okay.
That has no sexual innuendos and no drug references at all.
Leave it in the comments.
Yes.
We'll be definitely reading the comments on this one.
Yeah, a hit at that.
Yes. This was an interesting topic, Smoke Dog.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to leave the Trash Talkers with?
Yeah, stay away from them Gigi Allen songs because apparently there's some stuff in there that could get you arrested for listening to it.
We couldn't even bleep them out here. They were 100%. To the Trash Talkers, thank you guys for hanging out with us on this week's episode of the Trash Talkers podcast. Again, let us know that song down in the comment section. And anything else, Bob, for Smoke?
No, that's it.
That's it, guys. Tune in to us next week. And with that being said, my name is Parental Hollywood 6. Bye.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Kelly.
And we are
over and out. Deuce. Out, boy.
The Mac Daddy make you. Oh, that's a pimp.
Like, hold on now. Hold on now. You're too young.